Hi, welcome back to The Music Virgin. I'm Ed, and although I've been writing and recording original music for over 40 years, I still consider myself a music virgin. Alright, this is part 2 of our instrumental series. Last week we talked about Tommy Bolin. This week we're going to talk about Jeff Beck. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to talk about how he influenced me. If you're not familiar with Jeff Beck's work, I urge you to look him up. This cat rocks. I guess the first time I became familiar with Jeff Beck was with Beck, Bogert, and Appice. They had a radio hit of a Stevie Wonder song, Superstition, 1973. It was a power trio. It was pretty good. But I really didn't take notice until he released an album called Blow by Blow in 1975. This is right around the same time I was dedicating my guitar studies on Tommy Bolin. And then this Jeff Beck guy comes along, and I mean, holy shit. I remember listening to him and thinking, how's he doing that? Is this some kind of studio trickery? But no. It was just an innovative technique that he created that you wouldn't hear for another 10 years until the 80s when Eddie Van Halen came along. So if Tommy Bolin was my mentor, then Jeff Beck would be something I could strive to be but never hope to achieve. It was like adding a whole new dimension to guitar playing. Also remember that this was 1975. He'd already been playing professionally for 10 years. I mean, he's been around as long as the Beatles, and I'm just now discovering him 10 years later. The album Blow by Blow was just the beginning. A year later, he came out with an album called Wired that was just like a mind-numbing technical wizardry. It was just incredible. And then during the 80s and 90s, I was on a whole different musical trip. I didn't reconnect with Jeff Beck until 2010. I saw him playing live with Vinnie Colaiuta, a young bass player by the name of Tal Wilkenfeld, and on keyboards a guy named Jason Rebello. The show I saw was called Live from Ronnie Scott, this little quartet playing live in this little club in England. And I mean, my head just exploded into 1,000 pieces. You have to see this. Go look up Live from Ronnie Scott's Jeff Beck. It'll blow your mind. First of all, the sound quality is excellent. The camera work is right up there. You can see him using all of his techniques. The pinky finger on the volume knob and thumb gently resting on the tremolo bar just to give it. There's just too many techniques to even. And then Tal Wilkenfeld, this bass player, was like, 18, 20 years old, just a monster bass player. She played a bass solo in the song 'Cause We Ended as Lovers that literally brought tears to my eyes. I mean, it's just that good. Seriously, go check it out. The song I want to talk about today is an instrumental I wrote called Spawn Ola. I wrote it around 2023, I think just after he passed. I wanted to pay tribute to him. I got two friends of mine to record with me. Donnie Rhodes on drums did an incredible job. Tim Korber played the piano solo, just fantastic. I didn't even attempt to solo on it. I just stuck with the melody line and tried to keep it as Beck influenced as possible. Let's listen to the song and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. Yeah, that's about as close to Jeff Beck as I'll get. By the time Jeff Beck passed away, he had left a long legacy of just great music, collaborations with a lot of great musicians. He certainly is going to be around for a long time because of it. One thing for sure, Jeff Beck never compromised his artistic integrity. He just remained true to himself, and I think it was just because of his love of music. Okay, that's the end of our two-part series. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week, but I'm certain I will be back next Wednesday. I hope to see you there. Thanks. Bye.